that kind of bond that exists between ladies, that girly form of relationship.
Okay.
But I mean, we can also deduce that meaning, that romantic meaning from it, because we call our beloved girlfriends, right?
Yes.
Just as Clement has a beloved, he is going to refer to her as his girlfriend, right?
Do you want our viewers to fight?
That's the point.
Clement, are you
Let's
denying your
protect
girlfriend
her.
on set?
I'm not denying, but why should you talk about this?
Oh, don't do that.
You shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
There might be someone.
It was just for reference. I mean, I wanted people to understand.
Oh yes, that one
the angle I'm coming
I know
from.
she's even watching. Yes.
Hello, Mawena.
Hey.
So, Yara,
Yes.
today is National Girlfriends Day. My question is, when is National Boyfriends Day?
Oh, there is a day. There's
I
actually
think
a
there
day
is
for
a
that.
day, but
So
I don't know the dates.
Yeah,
of
we'll
it,
have to
so.
look for it. But
So
there is
you
a day
need to look
that.
for it, because always girlfriend, Mother's Day, when it comes to Father's Day, and you don't celebrate it too much.
No,
So
this don't even start this.
I shouldn't start.
In here, hype it. The women hype what they deem important. So
exactly.
So Yara,
Hype your
the only thing I would say on this day is National Girlfriends Day. So the ladies out there, please, let's treat the men with all respect. Yes, the Bible says that what a man needs is respect, and what a man will give to a woman is love. So if you don't treat us with respect, you will not get the love that you need.
But Clement,
So, please,
why are you making Girlfriends Day
Yes.
about men?
Men.
Is it?
We are
It's
talking
about
about
girlfriends.
girls.
Yeah, so I'm also making my point.
Wait, when we are celebrating
Boyfriend's Day, you can
then
give this.
bring this kind of advice.
If you are
like-
going to send some advice or admonition to people, it should be that, girlfriends should treat each other well, respect, love
and
men.
this is a time for men or boys to appreciate their
Yes.
girlfriends.
No, this is
These
the
are the
time.
kind of things we want to hear from men, not the advice.
No. This is the day that girlfriend, Charlie, though you are going to celebrate, but you need to celebrate us too in a very grand style.
Are you a girlfriend?
Oh,
Don't make us pounce on you this morning.
but Ira, the truth of the matter is, let the ladies treat each other with respect.
Yes,
Yes.
this is what we want to
They
hear.
No, I will not give you what you want to hear.
You have to give the viewers.
Oh
so-
yes, I know what I said earlier. The viewers want it. Yeah, so this is the
I'm talking about the Affirmative Action Gender Equity Bill 2024 has finally been passed in Parliament.
Yes.
And this bill was sent to Parliament since 2011. So you can imagine. And this bill primarily is to empower women and also address some gender-related issues. And so there are some objectives associated with this bill, and I'd like to read them out.
Okay.
So they are saying that it is going to help address issues on marginalizing of women in public and economic life in Ghana, and also see to an increase in the number of women in leadership.
Okay.
It is also going to ensure that Ghana's obligations under the International Human Rights Instrument, to which it is a state party, are complied to. It is also going to support women to take up leadership roles, as I stated earlier, and they are going to be more effective in decision making, especially regarding to governance.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is like a bill that is going to empower women. It is going to give us that 50-50 opportunity. So if men are given the opportunity to be in parliament, let's say 50%, women are also going to get 50% to be in parliament.
Okay.
And the other time we're talking about some harmful human activities that affect women and children. These are things that the law is going to support women to fight against.
Okay.
So this bill is a victory for all women.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
and I have to commend all the gender ministers for their fight and toil towards this passage of the bill. They've really contributed. They've been instrumental in making this a success.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This bill, like you said, it's going to cement a lot of things that a lot of women have actually even, advocates have come out to talk about. Yeah. And now I'm just hoping that it would sort of help to just clear our system or our society of the misogyny and the marginalization of women, as you even stated, where you get comments like "obadi," this "obadi," but we are human beings, and even though it's a little distasteful to have to pass a law in a society to be able to get one faction of the human race to be brought up to that level of the other, why is that even? But I mean, we're not here to question the status quo.
Yeah.
So, well, we are glad and we are happy and we hope that this bill that has been passed will bring us
but you know,
yes, so
good things.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
without any
restrictions.
yes, without any restrictions, any limitations, that is very good of them. And the last thing I want to say is that even before the passing of this bill, women are really doing well.
Oh,
they are really doing well because currently we know we're having a woman as a running mate for one of the political parties, and others also still image
a
woman. So all these things, they are really doing well.
But you see, some people pass some funny comments under some of the posts, and they were like, okay, there was this guy who said, what a woman can do, what a man can do, a woman can do. So if you want to go and plug mango on a tree, you don't come and call me. Please climb your thing. And you know, they are trying to say, since this bill has been passed, we all have the equal right to do anything. So if you're a woman and you're expecting a man to do something for you, now you've been empowered. So you have to work for yourself.
But if they are using that premise, then women too can say, if you want a child, then give birth to it yourself.
And that is what I bring to the table.
You see, the issue is when you go to that angle, Yara, you've taken us from one scene to a different scene. Because because the angle you're going, this is biblical matter.
Biblical, please.
God created women for that special purpose.
We are speaking from the perspective of ability.
Yes.
But you know, men, we are not having that ability to do that. So since we don't have that ability,
usually
we also don't.
Exactly.
But women, we have women who are building contractors who climb.
Yes.
Women are now driving.
No,
so
these issues, they are annoying. Like,
but all the same. Myra, all the same. We are not here to argue this. But the only thing I want to say is that we thank God this bill has been passed. Yes. We want to see the women who are very strong. Let them come out. Yes. And let's build the country.
So we do have another, bit of news trending. Anything else? Because I remember you mentioned something in the car when we were coming.
Was it about the video that was trending?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so yesterday our president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, in his speech or address, mistakenly mentioned his opponents, let me put it that way. So he was like, okay, so the Nana Addo Mahama administration instead of the Nana Addo Bawumia administration, and that has also caused some form of controversies on social media.
Very silly comments.
Yes, some are even saying Mahama is living rent-free in Nana Addo's head. He can't get enough of him and the rest.
Maintenance, but Sankofa OCT will be also supplying gas for Ghanaians for our use. So she just relax.
I hope that in their maintenance too, they do something about the cylinder, like what's the word? Educating people on how to keep their cylinders and maintain them. Because anytime you go and fill gas, they'll tell you have to change something. You have to do this.
Change the rubber.
Yeah, rubber and some things. And there's not enough education about why exactly you need to do that. So it comes off as a rip-off to certain people. And then also even your regulator, all those basic information, because LPG it can be dangerous. So even as they do this, when they finish, I'm sure they can put something together to do a little public education for us. As well. Regularly take advantage of journalists' patience by attacking them in a variety of ways. Albert Jumfor, the president of GJA, cautioned politicians about the consequences of attacking journalists during his remarks at the Ghana Catholic Bishops' Conference in Accra on Wednesday. He made it clear that the occurrences of this nature before, during, or following the elections in 2024 will not be treated lightly.
It is well. So we all know the crucial roles that journalists play in our society, right? in providing transparent, accurate information, and also holding public servants accountable for their works. And so anytime I hear issues of politicians, it is Clement's duty to bring out, the things that these politicians are doing. And who is a politician? A politician is someone who holds a public office, something. And so if these same people are abusing our journalists, I feel it is not right. And in 2019, we were all in this country where a journalist, I don't want to mention his name because he's passed, he was shot and killed.
Yes.
And he was before he died, he was part of an investigative team that they were investigating corruption in the Ghanaian football, and
GFA.
One key politician was also tagged as being corrupt or being a part of that corruption.
Sure.
And so this politician also came out and, threatened this journalist that he was going to deal with him, blah, blah, blah. I know we all remember that story. I don't want to mention their names. I mean, later the journalist died.
Sure.
And we all saw how scared the people within the media space were. A lot of people started leaving the profession. They didn't want to go out.
Afraid for their lives.
You get it. I mean, these are the things that we need to, constantly talk about. And I'm very happy that the GJA president came out to talk about it. And there are also some laws backing the duties of journalists. According to the 1992 Constitution, Article 21 says there is freedom of expression. So it also provides some kind of freedom for the media if you read that article. And also Article 163 also says responsibility of the media. It outlines the responsibility of the media, including the obligation. Because we all find ourselves in the media space, and election is just at the corner. You're going to be called to go and cover stories on grounds, and you're likely to be slapped.
Please, I'm fragile. Nobody should.
You're likely to be hit.
Yeah.
Clement.
But, as the way Ghana, Ghana is a democracy, and the way Ghana has been commended for our democracy, we should not even have an issue such as this. Because in a democracy, there are certain theories even that the media is the fourth arm of government, because they are the link between the people and the leadership. So they are the ones, like you said, they are the ones helping with the accountability and transparency. So if the media is being stifled, if they are fearing for their lives, are we then a democracy? Because if they are not able to put you on your feet and tell you right from wrong or show whatever evils you are doing in secret to the people, you are the representatives of these people.
Exactly.
And if they are telling the people what you are doing for them is not good and the people are speaking out and you are attacking them, are you really then a democracy? Because we even have certain theories about certain media houses being owned by certain politicians giving just one perspective of the kind of information that comes out. It makes the whole democracy thing very shaky, because Ghana has been, applauded for a while. So if GJA is coming out to say this, then it means there's a very big question mark on our governance.
And there's a huge potential of journalists being attacked.
Yes.
And I also think that the politicians also think because they have that much power.
Clog TV. Beyond the policy.
As in today's world full of information, we sift through the lot to bring you credible, timely, and informative news updates.
We give you true happenings, detailed stories on our news line to make sure the public is well informed.
When it breaks, we are there. Being it local, international, and business, Express Update is always there to cover.
And in the world of sports, we bring you the best sports updates locally and internationally. Join the news team on Clog TV for all your news updates.
Tell them what they happen. You send the mix.
Join me, Alibor Beverly, and Edna Watson on Old School Ride. Let's get interactive and get to know our old legends. Showing this on every Friday, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. and repeat on Saturdays at 3 to 4 p.m. on Clock TV. Old School Ride. Let's vibe with.
To take a moment and thank everyone in law enforcement who helped us in the search for our beloved daughter.
There's no point hiding things from me.
You're psychic?
No, just paying attention. I've been watching you and your husband. I understand what you're feeling right now.
You have no idea.
I do. I know. Did you kill your daughter? How dare you? Did you kill your daughter? Jude, please. Honestly, it's not as bad as it looks.
Classic Red John smiley face. Drawn in the victim's blood. Gloves with 3 fingers of his right hand.
This isn't Red John. In all the previous killings, he made sure that the first thing that anyone sees is the face on the wall. Then, and only then, do you see the body of the victim.
Stop him.
You start by letting people help you.
But he's gonna come after you.
Let him come. I'm not that easy to kill.
There's a new player we've been tracking. We've been calling him Deathstroke. Find him.
This started with the 2 of us. That's how it ends.
You can't go out there by yourself. It's suicide. They're designated Task Force X.
Welcome to the Suicide Squad.
OJ and Charles Manson one available?
Deadshot is a go.
Shrapnel's a go.
Tiger's a go. I created the Huntress.
Yeah, well, you created Slade too.
I have my allies, just as you have yours.
Be prepared for anything.
If they're wearing a mask, they get a bullet.
Once you let the darkness inside, it never comes out.
What are you gonna do? Kill me.
I need my gun, Kane. I need the gun. You will have the gun as soon as...
For my children.
I'm just trying to find out who killed my wife.
Upstairs.
You're welcome back to the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. If you're just tuning in, this is the online and newspaper print review with 2 of my co-hosts in the persons of Miss Miriam Abnadidi and Mr. Clement Yaban-Kwe. So we were talking about GJ asking, or what's the word? Yeah, asking the politicians to refrain from attacking journalists during the elections, during, after, even before the elections. And yes, it was...
They try to use these media personalities as, should I say, a way to get their ways through the journey. Yeah. So people end up acclaim, they manipulate some of the journalists to do things in their favor. So at the end of the day, they are not able to bring out the actual issue. Yes. They just talk about just the surface and they just... But when it happens to other governments, it's like there is fear. Yes. When you talk, your other journalists would even end up attacking you. Yeah. You get it? So in as much as the president is saying that politicians should refrain from such. I would also say that some of the journalists, you need to be very fair, be transparent. Let your yes be your yes, let your no be your no. If you are doing the work for the people of Ghanaians, put them first. Don't do it for your own interest, thinking that probably you would get something for yourself, so you manipulate the information. The last time Miriam talked about misinformation. And thanks be to God, today there's going to be a Ghana Report Summit, and the theme is about misinformation. And it's very important because we're in election year. So all this issue, if Ghana, our peace will still stand, it's not about the politician, it's about we the journalists. Because the information we pick from them, how we communicate, that's a problem. That's a problem. So I think that in as much as the president has said that, the journalists too, we should be very careful.
They need to uphold all the codes of ethics as journalists. Because I mean, you have to be transparent, as he said. You have to be accurate. You have to be truthful. You have to be factual. You know, everything that you're going to do should be for the public interest, not your personal interest. And so these are some of the things.
Remember that they are a media house, and there are certain codes of conduct or even ethics that they are supposed to follow. And that should not be clouded by the fact that it is owned by, like ClockSAG. You know, ClockSAG owns Clock TV, but I don't think that Clock TV is here to bash government or do anything untoward, you know. We are here to just propagate the news, give accurate information, make sure that the public knows everything. And then, of course, we are tooting our horn a little. So I would like other media houses to emulate this principle or this value that we are trying to put across. So we have a comment. We have a certain comment here. So this one says, "Hi, good morning. I believe you guys are doing great. Special love to my girlfriend. Ironically, I love my girlfriend, but she does not know that she's my girlfriend." And this is from our very own Obiba. I'm sure it's Mimi. Don't worry, I'll do the line for you. And then someone also says, "This is my first time joining the show, but I love the show. Thank you so much." And then someone says, "Madam Yaira, you're looking good." Thank you. Then the last one said, "Blackmail incidents have increased significantly, according to the Cybersecurity Authority, CSA. In the first half of 2024, 226 victims lost 112,209 Ghana cedis, and 141 more reports were filed between March and June this year. Threat actors are accused of exploiting social media platforms to entice victims into romantic relationships, start friendships, surreptitiously record nude video calls, and then use the footage as leverage for blackmail. So the Cybersecurity Authority issued a statement advising viewers to use strong passwords, to safeguard important information, and to decline friend requests from strangers."
Hey, this story is very alarming because, I mean, this is not the first time we are experiencing these things happening in our country. And the number you mentioned, the figure you mentioned, is very high. And it doesn't seem like it is going to reduce any time. Authorities that are, how do I put it, in particular, are supposed to pay attention to these things. And so one is the Cybersecurity Authority you mentioned, which is a primary government organization for cyber crimes and also cybersecurity responses. We also have the Cybercrime Unit of the Ghana Police Service. I never knew this, that there was a unit like that. Yes, so they are also there to make sure that these cyber crimes are, you know, curbed and other things. And we also have the National Cyber Security Center, another key, you know, government agency that plays a role in, you know, cyber crimes and other things. But all I'm trying to say is that if we have all these agencies, government,
that mobile money thing, because it transcends just blackmail.
Yes.
I don't know how some people are able to find a way to just generate a transaction and then a prompt comes on your phone, and if you are not, you know, aware or you are alert, you will just type in and then whatever coins is in your Momo will just vanish.
It's gone. So I think, Yaira, this whole issue, as Mimi said, I'm looking at the point that how would someone get you nude? That's question number one. On what point will you send or have a video with someone in that manner? So that's two. Because if you are careful as a young man, as a young woman, you will not find yourself in this situation. That is why Ghana, we have a culture. And that culture need to be preserved. And this is one of the ways we can preserve. In as much as the Cybersecurity Authority, they are doing their best. But you see, the individual. Yes, the issue is even if we go to school, we might do the same course. They will teach us the same, but at the end of the day, you have a different thing you learned from mine. So Cybersecurity Authority will do this, but we as the individual officers, what do we do? I was fortunate to join CLOCSALAC, that is the CLOCSALAC Civil Service Ladies Association. They had a program, I think early this year at Auditorium, where a cybersecurity personnel was there. It was educating the mothers on issues like this. Most of them were surprised because they never knew.
Strangers come to befriend you or, you know, start a relationship with you. And sometimes, even let's say the scammers who take money from the people abroad, if you look at the victims, there's a trend. These old, lonely people, vulnerable people are the ones that are very, very prone to these things because they are alone. They need that kind of a relationship with somebody to be able to, you know, continue their lives properly and things like that. So I think that the threat actors, as they've been termed here, are the ones who also take advantage of that. Then there's also the perspective of manipulation, emotional manipulation, where your partner, if you love me, you send it to me. But that is not proof of love, as you said. So you can see that there are so many other parts or sides to this thing. So it does not just end at don't send it, but we also must be aware of the tactics that people use. Because also there's also another perspective of this where maybe Clement and I have had a relationship. We've shared all those things. We've done, you know, in the name of being freaky, as they call it, or just, you know, youthful exuberance, right? We break up bitterly and now he posts it. It is termed as revenge porn, which is an offense, you know. And you can see that it has so many bad side effects. But at the time that we were probably sharing those things, it was in very good faith, very excitement and love and all of that. But now that things are bitter, somebody's nude pictures are on social media.
That change is inevitable, right? People change.
So
you
just
can
be careful
with somebody today, tomorrow the person will hate you. No
you just be careful.
So you just have to be careful.
Exactly. Exactly. Just be careful. And I think the last thing I just want to add to this story is that day the man said something. He said, when you go to China, for example, the TikTok they are using over there, they don't use for what the Africans are using for. What we used, funny, no. Yes, it's for
certain things. So when it comes to that restriction issue now, it becomes a problem because if he's on that board, it's not in his best interest now because his money is going to be cut off or something like that. So you realize that there are so many angles and things that need to be touched on.
Yes, it is. I think this topic is very broad, and I know Yaira today because I saw on the flyer that there's one resource personnel coming for the main discussion, and now they're going to touch on all this. So viewers should expect
accessing the internet, children accessing the internet. So we'll be discussing that later in the day. So let us take a few comments. So this one is from Rose Entertainment. Good morning, Clock TV. I'm Charles, watching you live from Dubai. All of you in the studio are looking good. Thank you. Then he also says, I love your outfits. My regards to you and your team. You guys are doing a great job. Then D&J Ventures says, I'm enjoying your morning show. Keep doing the good work. Thank you so much. Then so say first this.
Oh baby, you look so beautiful.
Wow.
That's enough for me. Mine is you call me in the morning, you ask me, baby, how is work going? Are you okay? Have you eaten?
Please don't ask me, have you eaten?
But others own will be send me money, you send gifts, take the person out. So to prove your love to someone, get to know the person. When you get to know the person, understand the language the person wants and give it to the person.
Mine is Momo.
Yes, same here. So, Cephas, I hope you have been, you've learned something today. So one more comment here. It says, I think the GJ's caution to politicians is laudable, but Yaira, the truth is some journalists are too biased. They hide behind their consoles and propagate their own agenda. This makes them a target whenever they are seen in public. GJA must caution its members as well. Would to occur to purchase or sell foreign currencies as part of these measures are required to present a Ghana card as identification. Passports must be shown, and biometric verification will be necessary for foreign nationals as well. As the central bank launches a new centralized platform for foreign exchange operations, these directives come into force today, August 1, 2024, and it will be impossible for customers to transact in foreign exchange if they do not have a Ghana card. Yes.
So, Yaira, there's a good thing the Bank of...
Businessman, yes. Take us away.
So the good thing the Bank of Ghana has done, because it's creating a centralized platform for all the Forex, Bureau, and other banks to actually work on it.
Yes.
Engage, that's doing their exchange activity. And the aspect of Ghana card, I was really interested why Ghana card being a requirement, a sole requirement. And is it for one to transact or do exchange transactions? But the issue is why they need to introduce the that central. Let me just read a little. I visited the Bank of Ghana site, and the reason why they wanted to, or the reason for introduction of this central foreign exchange trading platform is one, centralization. Because if Mimi owes Forex one of the one company, I also have one, you also have one. Initially, you do your things differently. Though there's a regulation, you might even end up doing things which is not. Yes, I also do the same thing. You also do this. So at the end of the day, we have different things. And exchange rates, you use a different rate, I also use a different rate. But this time, they want a centralized one. So we all go by this. That's one of the main reasons why. And also transparency. That's helping to prevent market manipulations. Where when you go to a place, they will use 15, a place will use 16, that kind of thing. They want to prevent it. The next thing they want to look out for is the efficiency. They realize this one is going to be more efficient, and also facilitating fast transaction settlement. The next one is regulation and monitoring the monetary policy rate of the country. It also helps them to know how to manage the exchange rates we have, whether the dollar is rising, whether it's sometimes is this organization who would just make this dollar rise, and because the demand for it, we have what you call the demand pool and stuff. The demand and supply forces alone will help a dollar to either rise or come down. But with this information, I think Bank of Ghana is going to help them to do all these kind of things.
But I have a question.
Okay.
With the issues we have with Ghana card in this country, where even the Ghana card being issued, new ones to people is an issue. Then those who may have lost theirs is an issue. Is that not going to rather push the larger population to the change people in Accra on the streets? Is that not likely to happen?
It has that potential. I mean, not even only for the locals, but also international people. There's this potential accessibility issue.
Yes.
Because people, I'm talking about the foreigners, right? They are not familiar with the Ghana card, right? So getting access to one is going to be a challenge.
Yeah, so I think for the foreigners,
theirs is passports.
Yeah.
I think so. They said yes.
They'll be using the passport.
So theirs will be a biometric verification for their passport. So yes, that is for them, and the foreigners. Then locals are going to. How many people even have Ghana card?
So can I come in? I think now, I would say majority of Ghanaians have the Ghana card. Though I don't have the data to speak to, but I believe majority of the Ghanaians population have the Ghana card. And I know the National Identity Authority too, they are really doing their best to make sure that everybody gets one Ghana card or the other. But as you said, it's very true because, and it's one thing about Ghana card is you can't use someone's Ghana card.
Yes.
That is another thing. Because even if you go with someone's Ghana card, the verification process will expose you.
It will expose you.
Will expose you. So with this, it's going to help, because if I have money and I want to change, I don't have Ghana card, what I'll do is, I speak with Yaira. Yaira, I want to do this transaction, but I don't have Ghana card. You know me. So because you know me, you trusted me to that extent that I'm not engaging in fraudulent activity. So you go ahead to do it for me. I think that is one way Bank of Ghana is looking at. But if not for this Ghana card system, anybody at all would engage in fraudulent activity. So what we are talking about, we want to help solve these issues. So I think this is one of the ways they are going to do to solve it. And I think Bank of Ghana has done well. They have done well to bring this platform up.
In as much as they've done well and this initiative is laudable, I think there are a few lapses that they also should look at, just like what we were just about talking about, the accessibility issues and other things. They should also
and then also, if they've implemented this, they should have some measures for the illegal ones, because if they have the centralized rate and all of that, and these, what's the word to use?
Black market.
So,
okay, yes, black market people decide to be a few bits lower.
Lower, yeah.
The majority of people will run to them.
Yeah.
So, Yaira, this one lies for we Ghanaians. We should go in for what we've been asked to go in for.
The right.
Let's go to the right channel. You see, I'm coming. Because yes, I see that let's go in for the right channel. Because you might think you want the easiest way.
Korle Bu Teaching Hospital. And addressing the media, the local chapter chairman, Dr. Francis Kwachi Entry, threatened a nationwide strike if their demands are not met. And the Korle Bu chapter of the Federation of Allied Health Professionals will suspend outpatient services at the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital starting Friday, August 2, that is tomorrow, due to the hospital's refusal to appoint an independent body to oversee their operations. So, they're just for a... Okay, we have an audio that will be played.
Appointment of just a director to supervise the activity of all these professions. And Korle Bu Teaching Hospital Board has denied us. And so our friends from the pharmacy, the nurses...
It's been about, I think, over 50 years, and they haven't had their own representative to be able to speak to issues concerning them and things like that. And it doesn't sound right.
It's very alarming, Yaira. As you said, the video, I listened to it before coming, and some of the things were so... I was like, why? It's 50 years. And there's, like, for example, I don't know how Korle Bu Medical, they does their things. But from the president, the chapter chairman, he said, when you go to Tamale Teaching Hospital, it's high time you get a director, that's directorate for the allied profession. But it says they didn't mind them.
Yeah, I think they even said they only agreed to appoint a deputy.
That was on the 19th of July.
Okay.
They released a letter that they are advertising for a deputy director for the allied profession. And so when they saw that, they were like, it's not right. We want a directorate where we will get a director. So why are you giving us a deputy director? So, which is very bad. So they would also not agree to that. So they have to go back to the table for them to talk. And yes, though, there was no consensus built. So they realized the only option now is for them to put their tools down and just stay at home, so that the management will listen to them. I think, according to them, saying 2019, they were supposed to get a rep of allied health profession, a rep at the teaching hospital board. But as at then, they were not having any of a rep there, so they have to go on a nationwide strike. The allied health have to go on nationwide strike before the Ministry of Health just listened to them, and they nominated someone to be part of the board. So you could see that over the years, there has been strike and they listen. It has been strike and so I think that is why this time around they are doing that. But in as much as they are doing that, please, they should care about the ordinary Ghanaian. Yes, because now you are putting your tools down. They said today, they're going to do it for today.
Yeah.
That is...
And bit by bit.
Bit by bit. So by Tuesday, it's going to be nationwide strike.
If after those demands are not, then it's going to be
a nationwide strike.
And you know, I like the fact that our labor or our workforce is realizing their power, knowing that they are...
For 50 years now. Yes. And how do you expect them to work?
Yes, and I'm just talking from the perspective...
For 50 years now. Yes. And how do you expect them to work?
Yes, and I'm just talking from the perspective of the fact that others may have seen that the strike, you know, route is working.
So they also try and do
it. They might, you know, try to start taking unreasonable, making unreasonable demands and things like that. So it's not that I'm saying that what they are saying they want is unreasonable. Of course, it is very reasonable. Every group, every association needs a representative on those management boards or places where they can speak to their needs to be met and things like that. But then also, we need to look at the fact that the way strike actions are coming up, protests and things, if we are very much likely to have a strike action that has very, very unreasonable demands as the reason for that strike too.
Yeah. So all I just wanted to add was the fact that Korle Bu Teaching Hospital, is a renowned hospital in the country.
It's the biggest.
Biggest teaching hospital.
Yeah, exactly. And we all know the services they offer, comprehensive services, teaching services, and other things. So just as you guys are saying, they should think about the ordinary Ghanaian, know the health of people. Yes, we know they have pressing needs, and yes, they need the government's attention, but they should also consider they should find alternatives. I mean, I don't know how, but I think there should be a way out. I mean, it shouldn't necessarily be strike, we are putting down our tools, you're not going to work and other things. What then happens to the people that you are being paid for to take care of?
But then also, it does not even involve the government as much as it involves the management of the
this
hospital.
is management of hospital.
Because we are just asking for a representative. Or, speaking on their behalf. Yes. They just want a directorate, a group of people that they just come to them, speak for them. They are the ones they meet with their needs, and then they send it to the management because their lives are more important to us, as we know they are. Then they are going to have to do something about this. And if the government needs to step in, the Ministry of Health, they should all the stakeholders involved should step in and then help us help ourselves. So, thank you so much for joining me here for the news review. It has been an inspiring one, as always, and I hope to see you again next week. So, up next is a lifestyle segment, and the conversation is going to be around relationships and friendships, the importance of it all. So, right after this break, Miriam and her guests will join us here on set to educate us, inform us, and of course, entertain us with information all about friendships and relationships. We will be right back.
Eli, get inside. Get inside.
We can nail the son of a bitch who did this to your family.
I was a damn good cop 12 years ago. I'm a better cop now. And I will take
it. Tell them what happened. You send the mix.
Join me, Oliver Beverly, and Edna Watson on Old School Ride. Let's get interactive and get to know our old legends.
Drumming my pain with his fingers. Exciting.
Showing Don't listen every Friday, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. and repeat on Saturdays at 3 to 4 p.m. on Clock TV. Old school vibe. Let's vibe.
Clog TV, Beyond the Policy.
Out there to celebrate this particular day. We want to celebrate the joy, support, and love that, you know, amazing personalities bring into the lives of their sisters and also their friends. And so you can also join the conversation here on the lifestyle segment. My name is, and so you know what we are bringing to you this morning. But before I introduce my guest, let me remind you that this segment is proudly supported by the Pimpamsi Housing Scheme and also the Clocksack Welfare Shop. You can call in. We have our call lines being displayed on the screen. You can join the conversation. You can also send your message to our Facebook platform and also our WhatsApp number, which is being displayed on the screen, and we will read all your comments out. But I wish you call and then wish that, you know, a special person, you know, say something right into the conversation. Hello, Mr. Ronald Kobi or Kojo?
Kobi.
Kobi.
Yeah.
Okay. How are you doing?
I'm fine, Mimi. And you?
I'm good. I think this is our first time meeting, right?
It is.
Yeah, I never knew you were of friendship. What's your understanding of friendship?
Friendship. Friendship, let's say, let me go around it.
Yeah.
It's a ship, two people, or in that sense. You know, we may not realize that as friends, we want a particular goal, but that is it. As friends, somebody you call a friend is somebody who understands you, who the two of you are trying to do very well.
Okay. And you happen to be a relationship consultant, and I know you have been in several relationships, just as you explained. But let's talk about friendship first. What are some of the key features that you think a good friend should have? Because you're trying to educate our viewers this morning.
Yes. Viewers and everybody would want to have friends or may have friends. There are other people who say they don't have friends. But if you look at the future, these friends directly or indirectly guide you towards that goal. So a good friend should be somebody you can trust, because some of our friends know what we want to be, because we told them first, even before our parents, yes, or any close relation could know. So a good friend should be somebody you can trust. That is a quality. And then it should be somebody you can voice out to. You know, you can't be my friend if I'm not able to voice out my concerns or any worries I have. Yes. And a good friend should be somebody who experiences with friends.
And, you know, one thing that you share, something that you can, you know, always remind yourself about him.
I got to understand friend. His name is Ebenezer. Ebenezer Akatwe. He called him as I was in his presence, and then told him that I'm going to give you a new pair of shoes, but make sure you don't tell anybody I'm the one who gave you these shoes. If you make mention of it, I'm not going to like it at all. So I got to think that, you know, in as much as people help people daily, he didn't want anybody to know, apart from me being there, because he consulted me. He didn't know how to go about it. And so this particular friend, you know, he may not know, but this little gesture, because a friend should be somebody who supports you backstage without letting people know that they are all for it or they are behind you.
Someone will also argue that if you love me and you see me as your friend, you have to do it for people, putting yourself out for that friend.
Yes, you know, with every action anybody takes, there is a reason. Okay, so I may not tell for sure, but this person may have been or maybe somebody who wouldn't like it when somebody does something for them, and then for her, and then the person comes out to say it. So I think they first put them, she first, that she's a she, all right, so she put herself in your shoes first, and then thought towards, would I be happy if maybe Mimi did it for me and then came out to say that she did it? No, I wouldn't be happy. So rather, I would stay back. So like a friend should do, a friend should first think about her friend, their friend first. That's...
Okay, let's get into relationships. I mean, the romantic one.
Very well.
You know, there are always some partners that also want to take the front stage when they are supporting their partners. So with such an instance, how do you handle such a partner? Because just as you said, with a friendship, they want to do it backstage. They feel you wouldn't have any problem with that.
Have different kinds of behaviors because of where we are coming from. We all come from different backgrounds. Others don't want to be seen. I have a friend who doesn't like to be posted at all. Even if you are his girlfriend, he doesn't want to be posted at all.
Yeah,
he doesn't.
I think you are cheating. You are cheating. Find out, and then you are told, "Oh, it's personal or nothing. I'm just not interested."
There is no action without a cause. There should be a reason. For a better relationship, you know, there should be communication.
Yeah.
If you decide not to post your partner and your partner asks you, why are you not posting me? You should give that person a tangible reason. Exactly. That's respect. So it cannot be for nothing that you don't post the person. No, because posting doesn't take a lot.
Yeah.
You could just go search for the person's picture and then forward it to your status. But if there's nothing like that, then that shouldn't count at all. If there could be an age or a point in life where there was nothing like social media, but people could still express their love, then I think if your partner doesn't post you, there's no cause for alarm or to think that your partner doesn't love you.
I see. Well, if you just joined us, this is the lifestyle segment of the Cocoa Digest Morning Show, and I've been having a conversation here with a young man who is a relationship consultant, and so there is a need for us to have this conversation. So if you just joined us, you can also get interactive with us via our call number, which has been displayed on the screen, and also on Facebook, and also on our WhatsApp number, and we'll gladly read your comments out. Mr. Kobe.
Yes,
okay.
Madam.
Now let's talk about how to nurture relationships. How do we keep that bond between partners going, in your view?
Romantic relationships, I guess.
Okay, let's tackle romantic relationships, then we'll come to friendship.
How to keep that bond?
Yeah. The things we need to do to nurture, to grow that relationship.
Grow, keep the fire burning.
Keep the fire burning.
Maybe improve the relationship.
Exactly.
Some relationships may have started not being serious. For example, there are some people who enter relationships, let's say, they were not interested. They just came into it. They just fell into it. But as time went on, and depending on the behavior or love to be money, that is what people think.
So indirectly, you're trying to tell me I misunderstood love for the acceptance of mobile money. Yes, because that was what we said earlier.
If I'm to go that lane, it's going to be a bit trivial. I'm sure others will not.
Will fight you.
Yeah, others will fight me. But to maintain a relationship or to keep a relationship growing is. First of all, I made mention of one earlier, that's communication. Yeah. We should be able to communicate our feelings every day. Our partners aren't magicians for them to know what we want. So we should communicate. Mimi, I want this, or I feel this way. The other should be able to listen, which is another key factor in every relationship. You should listen. You listen to the person, and then you come to a mutual understanding. That is first, because if you need money, you should be able to tell me.
Don't you think, as my partner, I'm in a relationship with you, and sometimes we, the ladies, we find it difficult asking. So we want you to deduce the meaning from our actions. So like, you see that I complained the other time, I needed money to do something. I'm not directly asking you. So we assume that you know we need money. So you should, because we've been in a relationship for a long time, so you should understand how we feel. It shouldn't always be, babe, can you give me money? Babe, can you do this? Don't you think for that angle, we the ladies are also right for not communicating our feelings?
No, it can't be right. Because in other relationships, some ladies have money more than the guys. So over there, what do they do? The guys, any association, any group, anybody at all, we want to know that somebody is there for us. So if we have a friend, the first thing is always to check up on the person.
Check up.
We need to check up. We need to call in. I've not seen you today. I've not seen your post. Why? Are you okay? Is everything cool? Then it starts from there. You should, if the calls won't help you, or the person lives just close by, you could just walk in and then ask the person how they are doing. With that, the person will also see that you are trying to build a relationship, or it just keeps the relationship going all the time. And you need to be supportive in friendship. You know, another key point is being supportive. You need to be supportive of your friend. You don't need to judge your friends. If your friends come to you and they make a complaint or pour out their hearts to you, you shouldn't be the first to judge them. Yeah. If they wanted to be judged, they would have put it out there. Exactly. They came to you, so you should be supportive to them, so that from...
When was his last relationship? And how will you know if your partner loves you? Okay, so they're asking, when was your last relationship?
When was my last relationship? I don't have a last relationship.
Yeah, still in the relationship.
I'm still in a relationship.
And how do you know if your partner loves you?
How would you know? You cannot tell for sure, but the person's actions will let you know. We tend to ignore red flags, or we tend to ignore signs that are telling us that this person doesn't love us. There are lots of it. You could call somebody and then the person doesn't respond. You could call the person the whole day and then the person doesn't respond to your calls. You have to call back the next day and ask why. For the first instance, it's not a problem. But if this should continue, this is just an example I'm giving. If this should continue, then you should know that this person isn't interested in me. You are forcing the relationship. So an example like that, you could just opt out.
Okay. And we have this, the person says, watching live from Amasamine, really love the program this morning, and it is making my day. I'm enjoying myself because I don't have a girlfriend. Okay. It's rather unfortunate, but I think you should find yourself one so you can, celebrate them today. But yes, so you've given your last words, or you still have something to say again?
I have.
They said you are not satisfied with the advice you gave to the men.
They are. They should be. Yeah. Today is their day, so let's just give it to them.
What do you intend doing for your partner today?
My partner today, I intend surprising. Okay, I've said it. Because I would have surprised her. She's in school, but I would have gone around.
Cute little boy, and we are saying, may the good Lord protect and guide him, and may his light shine upon him. And this is from Vance to Doris, and she's saying, happy birthday to Doris. This is from Mimi to Foriwa, and she's saying, glorious birthday to you, Foriwa. You are loved and appreciated. God bless your new age. It's wonderful to find that one special person you want to, and a wonderful father-in-law. This is from Collins Akwete, and he is wishing Mrs. Sandra Akwete a happy birthday. And he says, I wish you a happier birthday. It is my prayer that the good Lord continue to bless and protect you in all your endeavors. Keep being an amazing wife and mother that you have been. I love you. This is from Sister Evelyn to Nathan Fofo. And she's saying, happy birthday to you, Nathan Fofo. I wish you long life with good health, and I wish you more of everything you wish for in life. Enjoy your day. This is from Bevelyn, and she's saying, God bless you with all your heart's desires and plant your feet on higher grounds. Okay. So we have, we have a birthday wish here as well, and this is from Linda to
I need my gun, Kane. I need the gun. You will have the gun.
What's that? What are you doing?
Painkillers.
Oh, for your leg.
No, because they're yummy. You won't. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm too stoned to tell. So, who wants me?
Theirs is giving us the organized crime task force. Elliot is not in charge of it.
Who is?
Detective Stabler. Nice to see you again. Our charge is to bust an international drug cartel. I just haven't been able to prove it yet.
I've never met the smart, dangerous, very bad man. I'd kind of like an introduction.
I run a legitimate business enterprise.
And my job is to catch scumbags. There's no doubt in my mind, I know what you are.
Extraordinary accusations call for extraordinary evidence, Detective.
I will. Eli, get inside. Get inside.
We can nail the son of a bitch who did this to your family.
I was a damn good cop 12 years ago. I'm a better cop now.
Tell them what they open. You send the mix.
Language and touches our souls. Videos captivating you daily, bringing forth emotions and expressions that words alone can't convey. Let the reading move you, only on Clock TV.
Clog TV.
Good morning and welcome to the Business Update segment, where we uncover latest trends in the world of business. Today, before we get into our stories, let's take a look at the business latest for today. We are going to look at how Ghana cedis is trading with the three major international currencies that we have. That's the United States dollar, that of the pound sterling, and that of the euros. So this is the 94 pesos, 19 Ghana cedis, 94 pesos, and that's of today is 20 Ghana cedis. 20 Ghana cedis. With this one too, the pound sterling is also, the percentage is 0.301%, and the cedi is still depreciating to that of the pound sterling. So comparing these three currencies that we have to Ghana cedis, cedi is still depreciating, and we hope and believe that over the weekend we are going to see an appreciating in cedis to these three major international currencies, where it will help us a lot in the trading with these three major international countries. Up next is going to be our business news for today. In today's business news, starting with, the government has reiterated its dedication to ensuring that tax policies do not hinder the investment climate. Deputy Finance Minister for Revenue, Dr. Alex Ampabin, highlighted that this initiative aligns with the government's growth objective. He also
in the first quarter of this year, our GDP has surged by 4.7%. In the first quarter of this year, our GDP has surged by 4.7%, way above the predicted and projected growth parameters. We certainly can say that we are achieving some positivity out of the program. And it's born out of the resilience of our business environment, the resilience of our private sector operators who labor day and night to keep their businesses working. These measures collectively aim to enhance fiscal transparency, accountability, and resilience, ensuring sustainable...
...be contributing to effort to withdraw the legislative instruments currently before Parliament, despite resistance from some industry stakeholders. In our third story for the day, the Institute for Energy Security has predicted a 2 to 4% decrease in the prices of gasoline, recorded the lowest depreciation since February 2024. The IES research analyst Adam Yakubu stated that the fall in fuel prices is due to the favorable international market dynamics and the slowed depreciation of the Ghana cedis. In our final story for today, the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission is seeking to raise $10 million to expand its work in developing nuclear solutions across sectors, including the establishment of the first radiotherapy cancer treatment center in Ghana. The GAEC is celebrating its 60th anniversary and has lined up various activities, including cancer awareness program and the commissioning of new
Clog TV, Beyond the Policy.
I just want to take a moment and thank everyone in law enforcement who helped us in the search for our beloved daughter.
There's no point. I do. I know. Did you kill your daughter? How dare you?
I need my gun, Kane. I need the gun. You will have the gun.
Tell them what happened. You send the mix.
Makes a surprise delivery.
I accidentally inseminated you.
Makes a surprise delivery.
I accidentally inseminated you 2 weeks ago.
You what?
I'm not ready to be a mom.
You have become the best part of my life, and this will be the best part of your life, too.
This time, I will make damn sure that he stays dead.
I don't know how to stop him.
You start by letting people help you.
But he's gonna come after you.
Let him come. I'm not that easy to kill.
There's a new player we've been tracking. We've been calling him Deathstroke. Find him.
This started with the two of us. That's how it ends.
You can't go out there by yourself. It's suicide.
They're designated Task Force X.
Welcome to the Suicide Squad.
OJ and Charles Manson one available?
Deadshot is a go.
Shrapnel's a go.
Tiger's a go.
I created the Huntress.
Yeah, well, you created Slade too.
I have my allies, just as you have yours.
Be prepared for anything.
If they're wearing a mask, they get a bullet.
Once you let the darkness inside.
We're shut down, but students must still be educated.
Yes.
And one way that they did that was through the use of internet. Mm-hmm. And also internet.
Okay.
So internet, children getting access to internet is very important for their own development and also for the development of the nation.
Okay. So do you think there's an appropriate age for which children should start accessing internet? Because for as young as 2, you'd see them playing with tablets and tapping on YouTube and things like that. Do you think there's an appropriate age?
Let me use mostly when you look at the recent 2021 population and housing census, they ask children whether the entire population asked them whether they have used internet 3 months before the survey, and children aged between 8 years to 11 years, 8 years to 14 years, showed that 24% of them had used the internet, and which is encouraging. And yes, who have used the internet. And also in 2018, a study was done by UNICEF about 3,000 children across the country, and it also shows that all the 3,000 children that they spoke to used internet 3 months before the survey, which is also very encouraging. And I recently did a research with some colleagues with a study from Ministry for Gender, Children and Social Protection. That also found out that 91% of children have used the internet 3 months before the survey, which is also very encouraging. So it shows that at least children are using the internet, which is something that's encouraging.
Learning things about arson or things about, these people shooting up schools, learning how to use a gun, those kinds of information. It seems that not much attention is given to that aspect of the dangers of the internet. Can you give us?
Yes, so I think the whole idea depends on which region and which country you are coming from.
Okay.
So if you are in the activities,
okay.
So that is that's one reason why that's happening.
So what about even the dangers of them being able to, children, the mind is like a sponge, at least at that tender age. And sometimes maybe an emotional issue, they get angry with somebody, they go and check, how do you kill somebody? And then if that information has been made accessible and they learn that I'm sure there may be a few children that have, maybe even the ritual issues that we've been hearing could be as a result of them learning, okay, you can stab the person, you can cut their throat and things like that. Is that not also one of the risks?
Yes, one of the risks. And it even goes, some can even have suicidal thoughts. And sometimes they may even go online to search, how do I even kill myself or how do I even do it? So there is a whole lot of danger out there.
Okay.
And even sometimes children can be even taken advantage of. Sometimes they are chatting with people that they do not know.
Yes.
And they can be lured and sometimes they can even be abused later. So there are a lot of dangers there. But mostly because we are also trying to promote it, we sometimes shield the negative aspect a little and try to promote more of the positive. But there is, as we said, in everything, there's both the positive and the negative aspect. So there's the negative aspect which we need to deal with. Okay. But at the same time, we also have to promote it to ensure that children can use it to be able to improve upon themselves.
So let's talk a little about the addiction aspect of this.
Okay, so basically, children spend most of their time at school, and sometimes when they come home, parents now living the economy that we live. Most parents are working. Or want to go and wash or do something or clean the plates. So because some of the socialization activities, it tends to favor boys more. So I don't know, they translate to boys having use more of the access to the internet compared to the girls.
Okay. So it is getting very, very interesting here. Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Please, I'm sorry, I'm calling from Takwa.
Okay. Please, what's your question?
My question is,
a lot of social media, a lot of children go into the social media. So it's not just maybe online, but it's not just going to the hacking and those ones, but we talk about the basic one, children going to TikTok to be able to access the videos there. Some of them going to Facebook to post videos or also make comments. And now the era of monetization of Facebook, it's now very common.
Yes.
People try to do any activity to ensure that they'll be monetized and they can be paid. And children also want to take advantage.
To find articles and things for our assignments. But now social media is way more than our time. So is there something? Okay, we have a caller again. So I'll come back to the question. Okay. Hello.
Hi, hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from, please?
My name is Anaya. I'm calling from La Paz.
Okay, please. What is your question?
Okay, I want to ask, based on the conversation this morning, was yesterday when I was driving around town, I saw 3 school children. The time that I saw them, they were supposed to be in the classroom, but all of them were on their phones at the same time, accessing the internet. But their parents might think they are in school studying. So in connection to this, how do we curb
So that's what I would say for now. But as he's saying, children, even it's not even after that. Some will even take advantage and even be doing betting.
Children are betting.
Yeah, children are betting. Yeah, some will even do betting on their phones, and they use it for a whole lot of things. So as we said, so some even use it for, and some also deliberately use it also to search for pornographic content, which are all documented in the literature.
Okay. So would you say that it is because of how young these kids are when their parents give them the phones and things? Because looking back, you know, for the millennial generation, a lot of us were...
And there is that they need to learn some of the things that they do, but we have to make sure that how do we monitor those activities? How do we monitor the things that they do on their tablets? So it's not just a matter of giving them those devices, but how do we guide them, assist them? Because they are growing. We are all supposed to socialize our children to be good for that. So it's our responsibility to be able to guide them so that they can be able to use those devices very well.
Okay. I have a question on that, but we have a caller. So, hello.
Yes, hello, madam.
Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Abu Yusuf calling from...
Regulate the activities that we do, online activities, which we can afford to.
Okay.
So
but I want to ask, what happened to books? What makes these tablets take some sort of superiority or supersede the books? And I may sound like I'm being like some old person, but our time, it was all about books. The textbooks, the encyclopedias and things like that. I don't think now I'm not sure children now can look through a dictionary to find an actual hard copy dictionary to find a word. Because it is all just tablets. Why is that? And is that the best way forward?
Go for the hard copies. But I think it doesn't mean the hard copy books are not good. Because I have some friends, even if they are using their laptop, they do documents, they still want to have the hard copy and read it. Because they will tell you as they read it and touch it, they're able to memorize it very well compared to just reading it online. And using these tablets for a longer term also have an addiction and sleep time issues. So we should be able to control at that age. I think at that age we should have a way of making sure the student can get access to both hard copy and online. Because it's not, we shouldn't forget, it's not everybody that can get access to this online resources. Because that's how it is. So especially in the rural areas. So we still need to make sure that children can still get access to those hard copy books.
Viruses, and it opens a portal for your gadgets to be tracked and things like that. So that's why I'm asking, shouldn't the internet access for research purposes be a supplementary option rather than just for the fact that, yes, this is where the world is going, so everybody should give their child the tablet? Because even now, babies, Coco Melon, something.
Yeah, Coco Melon, yes.
And yet we had coloring books, those colorful things they could play with without all that screen time. That's why I was asking about it.
Yeah, so I think it's something that as parents we need to have a second look at. The fact that we can afford those devices doesn't mean we should give it to these children. And at that age, we need to know that they are growing now.
Get a picture even from your gallery to do the creativity thing. They were letting them use nude pictures, then they put a scripture on it. So they were sending to one another, because I think with the app, you can share some of these scriptures with your friends. And it was a bit of an issue that even Bible has become a means of finding children to use for these explicit behaviors and predatory things. So you realize that it is a big problem.
Yes, a big problem. Nobody is unsafe. And the idea is that they do not, at that age, they do not have that maturity to tell the right, what is wrong and what is right. So they just click it and there it goes. So we need, that's why I said monitoring them and guiding them is very key. That's the key thing. We need to be able to, yes, it's something that they need to have access to, but we need to be able to monitor them and guide them. And at that early ages, we do not need to expose everything to them. They still need to go to their hard copy books to be able to read, so that they can still supplement it with, as we are saying, the soft copies. But we shouldn't leave everything, because then
Clog TV, Beyond the Policy.
take a moment and thank everyone in law enforcement who helped us in the search for our beloved daughter.
There's no point hiding things from me.
You're psychic?
No, just paying attention. I've been watching you and your husband. I understand what you're feeling right now.
You have no idea.
I do. I know. Did you kill your daughter? How dare you? Did you kill your daughter?
Jane, when you lose your virginity, you can't ever go back.
Jane made a promise.
Stop! We should stop! You've been dating for 2 years and you haven't boned.
But sometimes life...
You're pregnant.
But I've never had sex!
...makes a surprise delivery.
I accidentally inseminated you 2 weeks ago.
You what? I'm not ready to be a mom.
You have become the best part of my life, and this will be the best part of your life, too.
Jane the Virgin.
Clog TV. Beyond the Policy.
You're welcome back to the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. If you're just tuning in, we are having a discussion on children accessing the internet. What should be done? What are the solutions? So don't forget to send in your comments on our live stream on Facebook and YouTube. You can also call our numbers that are displayed on your screens. You can send us a WhatsApp text as well.
What are children using the internet for? So that was the main, just to kill that curiosity.
Okay.
About children are going into pornography, and some of them were being exposed unintentional by using the internet. So that made me curious to, okay, so let's go to that data and see internet. When it comes to internet, what is happening to children and how are they even using those kind of internet, and if there is any supervision, how is it being done? So that was the main motivation.
Okay. So what were the findings then? What are the key findings you got?
Okay, so the key findings that we found that about 91% of children use internet, have ever used internet. So whether they have used internet in their lifetime, about 91% of said they have used internet. And most of them mostly use the internet through mobile phones. And also some of them also use laptops. And they access the internet at cafes and also at home and also at school. And we also were able to find a way to be able to educate parents on how to be able to monitor and support their children when whatever they do online, which is a challenge, but I think as a nation we need to do. We need to invest in that so that we can be able to do that.
Before we come back to the supervision issue, we have to talk about the effects of the internet access on children. So let's get into even the psychological effects first. So what are some of the psychological effects? But the fact that, the less fortunate children who do have access to the internet see rich children and then tend to develop some sort of jealousy or envy, or it rather makes them depressed about their situation in life. Is that something we should also consider as a psychological effect? Because even in adults, it's happening where it's gotten to the point where people live fake lives, go and borrow things just to come and create some sort of content to project a certain persona. So is that something we should also consider in kids?
Yeah, I think it's possible, because at that age, children will be, as I said, they may not even understand how the world system works. And a child may have it because maybe their parents can afford it, or sometimes it could even be a gift. Sex. So there's always the negative and the positive side. That's why I said we need to guide them to be able to make the right choices. That's very important.
So sociological impacts. What are some of the sociological impacts on children? So
children, we expect children to socialize with other people. But now you could see some children, they don't even like to go out. They just want to be by their tablet or sometimes play games. When we were children, when we go out there, our parents were angry with us while we were going out. But now parents even now want their children to rather go out because they are just stuck indoors to games and this tablet. So that's one aspect. So now the children are more, they live more in the virtual world. So instead of them to mingle with people outside, they rather spend time with people online rather than going to outside to go to. So it sometimes affects how they even socialize in the society. And sometimes if you don't take care, they become social misfits. Because sometimes it's not just how intelligent you are, but how you are able to mingle with people in the society. So that's one thing that we also need to know.